without offending anybody in this generation, there is Fred and then there's everybody else.
Whatever Fred creates is unexpected. If you think you can kind of figure out where he's going to go, you will be surprised.
He would just take something small and make it bigger, take something big and make it memorable, take something memorable and make it iconic.
You know, it's Fred Woodward, this giant of a man in many ways, you know, silent, and his silence was deafening, but it was Fred. Like a no bullshit guy, and maybe it was his southern charm that kind of came out in his work. And I was just so used to, you know, New York people, and Fred was like a foreigner to me.
He's kind of halfway between a preacher and a leprechaun to me. There's a very serious side to him and a very mournful side of him. It's that southern thing, I think. But then he also is just such a playful person and so fun and so ebullient.
I've never seen someone get so excited about design.
Sometimes I think I would need to give him a pill because he was just so excitable, and that just was so good for the office culture and for the work on the page.
You know, Fred was the only motherfucker in the office who was louder than me or moodier than me. And legit, he was loud.
We had this phrase, we'd always say, ship it, you know, because whenever like a story was great, just ship it. And Fred would be like, ship that motherfucker!
Everybody says magazines are dead, bullshit. But magazines are the best thing, the greatest thing in the world, where you put it in your lap, and it's like a lap dance when you read a magazine today.
Fred as a graphic designer is a special breed. I mean, he's a conceptualist, but he's also a decorator. He understood how to combine photo and headline in such a way that it spoke, it jumped off the page.
I was always dazzled in his ability to create juxtapositions with photography. That was really enlightening and very interesting to me.
What he's going to do is going to change. He's going to look at a photograph and say, like, yeah, no, the type doesn't need to do anything here. It can be really, really small, like a little whisper of type, because the photo is so powerful, right? But then there are other moments where the type is overwhelming.
When I first saw Rolling Stone magazine, he branded the magazine just with the look of the design. I mean, that's hard to do.
One thing I think people need to understand is that we all called Fred the Freditor because he wasn't just an artistic director or design director. He was everything.
Fred was involved in cover lines, he was involved in story ideas.
Fred is passionate about the entire package, about everything that goes into the making of a magazine.
I brought him into every single meeting just because he was a great charge point for everyone. He just got everyone psyched about stories.
His role in contemporary magazine design is of incredible value in sort of elevating the role of the art director at a publication. That's all about Fred.
Fred is probably the best coach, best graphic design coach and champion. He knows how to make a really solid team. He's very aware of that. I mean, he loves sports, so I think he looks at his staff as like a team.
He didn't give a lot of direction, which was good. It was great. He silently pushed me to the areas which I didn't know I could do. Like I didn't think that I could ever design like people in Rolling Stone used to design.
He just attracted exceptional designers in every way, and I just feel so lucky that I was able to work with so many of them. He really wanted you to do a great job. He really wanted you to succeed.
His legacy and his lineage is going to go on for decades now, and I think that's a testament to his ability to nurture talent as well.
Also, he's tall. right? Motherfucker is tall. He's got a lot of presence. And unusually for someone with a lot of presence, that presence can be verbal and physical, or it can be the absence of the verbal and physical, right? The quiet Fred, what's gonna happen? Am I scared or am I excited now?
I kept showing him the same design over and over and over, and I could see he was starting to get a little irritated. And he did that thing that Fred does when he gives you, like with his glasses, he kind of gives you that look, like the death stare, and took his glasses off and rubbed his eyes, sighed. Ken, don't ever show me that again.
I'm David Vowell here in Noxapater, Mississippi, the home of Fred Woodward when he grew up here years ago. I'm first cousin of Fred. My dad and his mom were brothers and sisters. To the right is where Bud and Annie Ruth, Fred's mom and dad, lived, and Fred lived. This is a high school football field that Fred played on. He was probably a little bit mischievous as he was coming along, you know. I never really remembered Fred as being very stylish until he got off and went to Mississippi State. And then he kind of, after he left there, he kind of went off and kind of began to get a little stylish and kind of got a little GQ attitude about him as he went along.
I remember Fred was telling me about living in Noxapater, Mississippi, and how in high school he was in a real rush to get to, I believe it was a date or a football game, or there was some urgent matter at hand for teenage Fred Woodward. And there was just a traffic jam, and he could not get around it, and there were just all these cars that were, you know, being slowed down by this one thing, and he was honking, and the cars were passing, and one after another was passing, and finally it was his turn to pass, and as he's passing, he looked over and it was his grandmother.
Fred is one of the most unassuming, modest, and generous people I've ever met.
Fred's inspiring.
As Jim Nelson once said, he said he's got the heart the size of Mississippi.
I think he's the last magazine design icon.
How old is Fred now?
He's 65?
Jesus Christ, he's a baby. You're only 65 fucking years old. My God, I'm 86. I'm gonna work until I'm 96. I'm gonna keep after you, you motherfucker.